today we are going to discuss about fertilizational event, which is the fourth slide of the chapter sexual reproduction in flowering plants. So we have already finished with the pre-fertilizational event in last three classes, where we have seen how formation of gametes takes place in different parts of flower and how pollination occurs. Various types of pollinations and agents of pollination we have also discussed over there. Once pollination is over, we have to proceed with the fertilizational event where actually all those events are taking place, which is ultimately leading to fertilization. So, once gametes are reached on the stigma, the next task is to start with the interaction of pollen grain with the pistil. As we all know, after pollination, many pollen grains are landing on this stigma. As I told earlier, the pollen grains belonging to the same species will be selected over here during pollen pistil interaction at stigma itself. Now, the correct pollen grain will germinate after absorbing the stigmatic fluid. It will rupture the exine and then pollen tube moves down all along the length of the style. There are many ways we will discuss, and the wrong pollen grain, which is belonging to different species, will be eliminated in this process. So, the first stage where this pollen pistil interaction takes place is at the stigma, where two things we have to discuss. If pollen grains are belonging to the same species, you can see that in flowchart I have already given. At stigma, the pollen grain which is of right type will be selected and germinate, and the wrong type of pollen grain which is of different species will be eliminated automatically. The basic point for a stigma is that all pollen grains which is of right type will start absorbing the nutrient. Two or three pollen grain may germinate on the stigma, but ultimately one is reaching till the site of fertilization. Let's move to style. Style is the narrow tube which is present in this carpel. So this long tube which we can see is a style. How pollen tube travels through the style? As we can see, this narrow tube which is carrying two male gametes is traveling down all along the length of the pistil. So in a style there are two ways of movement, although in NCERT only one way is mentioned, that if a style is hollow, pollen tube is start moving down along with the epidermis and reaching till embryo sac. There are other ways. If suppose this style is not hollow, many cells are present in between. In that case, pollen tube is traveling all along the intercellular spaces and making its way till ovule. The third place where pollen tube is reaching is basically ovule. We are not considering ovary over here. We are giving importance to ovule because ultimately ovule is the structure where pollen tube has to enter inside. So in ovule, for entry of pollen tube, there are three ways, and it is very important for 3 mark questions in CBSE that what are the three ways by which pollen tube is entering inside the ovule. We have already discussed about the ovule. If pollen tube is entering through chalaza, chalaza is the basically head of the ovule, then this process is called as chalazogamy. If pollen tube is entering through the integuments, another process is the movement of pollen tube through integument, means it may enter from somewhere this side. Then this process is called as mesogamy. And if pollen tube is entering through the most common way, as you can see over here, this opening which is called as micropyle, then this process is called as porogamy. So the most common way through which the pollen tube is entering inside is micropyle. Now pollen tube has already reached inside the ovule where the final structure is present for fertilization, which is termed as embryo sac. So hope these three ways of entry of pollen tube in ovule is clear to you all. First, when it is moving through chalaza, it is called as chalazogamy. If it is moving through integument, it is called as mesogamy. And if it is entering through the micropyle, it is called as porogamy. Now, the final destination is this embryo sac. As we all know that embryo sac is 7-celled H-nucleated structure. So, in this 7-celled H-nucleated structure, we are having this arrangement. I am drawing it outside so that it will be more clear to you. The three cells which are present on the chalazal side are termed as antipodals, no role in fertilization. They are not playing any role for fertilization. Three cells which are present towards the base, or you can say towards the mouth of the ovule, which is termed as micropyle, is termed as egg apparatus. In this egg apparatus, we are having two synergids, and in center we are having the major cell where zygote formation takes place by true fertilization. So this structure which is present in the egg apparatus is egg. Now when pollen tube is getting entry inside, the filiform apparatus of synergid, these two cells which are on either side, is basically synergids. Now how pollen tube is getting entry? If you will see, the pollen tube is coming from the ovule and getting entry inside this structure. So this structure which you can see here, the pollen tube, most common way for entry of the pollen tube inside embryo sac by filiform apparatus of the embryo sac, synergids, right? Now these two male gametes, this pollen tube will burst ultimately in these synergids, one of the synergids specifically, and then will be releasing the two male gametes over here. These are the two male gamete, the first male gamete and the second male gamete, right? So this egg cell will be fertilized by the first male gamete and resulting into the formation of zygote. Meanwhile, when this process is taking place, the two polar nuclei which were present in the center of the embryo sac, it has made a diploid structure which is called as secondary nucleus. Now this secondary nucleus is the only diploid structure present inside the embryo sac, and the second male gamete fuses with this diploid nucleus and will be making the triploid structure which is called as pen. For your help, I have made a flow chart over here which will help you in the whole process. Like for pollen pistil interaction, if you will break the term, you will get your answer automatically. Pollen and pistil and interaction means interaction of pollen grains with the pistil just before fertilization is termed as pollen pistil interaction. At a stigma, I already discussed the correct pollen grain is selected and wrong will be eliminated. In the style, you can see the pollen tube is growing inside till ovule. Ovary I have written because ovule is present inside the ovary. So once it is reaching to the ovule, we are having the three ways, and this question is very important. As I told you, they may ask it for 1 mark or 3 mark. If pollen tube is entering to the micropyle, the most common way is called as porogamy. If by integument, it is mesogamy. If by chalaza, it is called as chalazogamy. Ultimately, in embryo sac, it is reaching to the filiform apparatus of synergid. Please remember it. It is the most common way. And suppose if this is not the only option, then we have another option for entry of pollen tube between the egg and synergid, or maybe between the wall of the embryo sac and one of the synergid. So these are some more ways of entry of pollen tube. But as per NCERT, you have to remember the entry of pollen tube through filiform apparatus of the synergid. And just after this, the major event, the main event of the fertilization, which is called as double fertilization in angiosperm. Why double fertilization? As we know, we are having the two male gametes. So these two male gametes are fertilizing two different structures. The first male gamete, don't write one male gamete over here. If you are writing one, you will not get marks. The first male gamete always fuses with the egg. Both of them are haploid. So after fertilization, it will be making a diploid structure termed as zygote, which will be ultimately making the embryo. In post-fertilizational event, we will discuss it. Whereas the second male gamete will be fusing with the secondary nucleus. Yeah, I have written two polar nuclei because initially two polar nuclei are there, which ultimately will fuse to form the secondary nucleus, and this secondary nucleus is diploid, right? So this 2x and haploid second male gamete will fuse together to give you a triploid structure, 3x structure, which is termed as primary endospermic nucleus, and it will be resulting in the formation of endosperm. With this, our fertilizational event is over. Now in next class we are going to discuss with the post fertilizational event. Kindly give me the feedback whether you need this video in Hindi or in English so that it will be more clear to you. Thank you.